What's up, guys? We are back at Fountain Life and we are continuing my executive health series. Today, we are looking at the DEXA scan. I am so pumped to be here for a number of reasons. One, I grew up consuming content, T-Nation, bodybuilding magazines when I was younger, Ben Pakulski, John Meadows. I have seen countless influencers get their DEXA scan done. And now myself today, I get to have it done. And not only am I doing it myself, but I'm shooting content surrounding it. So in many ways, it's kind of a dream come true and something that I've always wanted to do. It's like a bucket list item for me. The second thing is I think it's incredibly important that people go ahead and get DEXA scans because it is close to the gold standard for actually finding out your body fat percentile. It certainly is an amazing way for bone density, muscle mass, and visceral fat. Visceral fat is the fat that's around your abdominals, that's deeper within, that is directly linked to things like atherosclerosis and diabetes. So basically cardiovascular disease. Once it has this information, my bone density, my muscle mass, my visceral fat, it's able to extrapolate additional data. And you're gonna have to bear with me because I'm gonna be using my iPad a little bit today because they actually sedated me. They gave me some drugs to help lower my beta blocker, to help lower my heart rate because I'm doing a CCTA scan after this. So I'm like mildly sedated at the moment. So from the information, they're gonna extrapolate things like my resting metabolic rate, my appendicular lean mass index, and my fat-free mass index as well. So these are metrics that we can use for a number of reasons that are very, very helpful and just additional data that's really, really useful. Especially if you're somebody like me that's really cares about like what is my body fat percentile, is my bone density actually holding up, like how will I age? Because both of these are really important as we get past like the heart attack ages of like 40s, 50s, and 60s. And then you start getting into, am I gonna fall? Am I actually physically strong enough that I'm not gonna have hip issues or I'm not gonna have knee issues? So this gives you really valuable data that you wanna have when you age. And I talk about this all the time, but like muscle mass is like your IRA. It's like your 401k because it's great when you're young, but you're really gonna fucking need it when you retire. Because as you start to age, our hormones change and lifestyle changes and we are way less likely to have muscle on us. So really, really excited to do this test today. We're gonna get everything kicked off and get it started. And again, just bear with me for this video because I am not my normal self. I am literally sedated at the moment, but I am also equally really pumped to be here. We just finished with the DEXA scan, super non-invasive. You simply lay down, they prop your feet up a certain type of different ways. The longest scan took 6 minutes, but really cool experience. And we should have the intel back in about an hour. I am now gonna go do my CCTA scan. It's a coronary scan. That's gonna be a full separate YouTube video. But when you guys join me back for our DEXA scan YouTube video, we're gonna have the results and we're gonna go over them. I think I'm gonna have very low body fat. If I had to guess what the DEXA scan will put me at, I don't know, 10% body fat. And in terms of muscle mass, I know I'm going to be in like the upper range. But I'm excited to see things like bone density and stuff like that. And still, again, like I said, this is a bucket list item for me. So I'm really excited to share these results with you guys momentarily. What's up, guys? I hope you enjoyed watching me get my DEXA scan. as much as I enjoyed filming it. Having my DEXA scan done was a bucket list item for me, but having the opportunity to film it and to talk to you about it, it's really like a dream come true. As much as I refer to myself as an influencer, kind of like tongue in cheek, it was really a special experience to be able to film that, because I realized that I'm putting out the kind of content that I've always, since a teenager, loved watching. Since college, YouTube has really helped me become better along my fitness journey. And so the opportunity to give back and to realize that that's what I'm doing, it was very cool for me. I actually got the results of my DEXA at the end of my day at Fountain Life. Dr. Shapiro sat down with me. He went in depth with me, really talked at a very scientific level about everything with me. But I figured if I sat down here at home and talked to you guys about it in just a very palatable, digestible format, that would be best, because I can just kind of give you the footnotes, the cliff notes, the most important things about my DEXA scan. We're gonna start off with my bone density, and you see here, we've got a full listing of everything: my spine, my neck, my hips, etc. A good bone density score is somewhere between a negative to a +1. And if you look here, my whole body total for me was 1.449. It's essentially 1.5, which means I have a spectacular score for my bone density. It means I have very dense bones. Not surprising, I weight train and I prioritize protein. So I have very healthy bones. If you actually look, you'll see my neck is actually my weakest link. It's still a 1.047 or a 1.052. However, compare that to my hips, my lower back, it's not quite as dense. And that's fine. It just means that maybe I should be doing some sort of training around my neck. To be determined. The company Iron Neck did send me the device. I've yet to use it, but it's something that I might play with and see if some strengthening of my neck will not only help me if I ever get tight along here, but maybe also would improve my my bone density score. But overwhelmingly, incredible numbers. I'm really, really happy to see that. Body composition analysis, my appendicular lean height is 12.3. That's spectacular. Pulling it up on my phone because my laptop's not cooperating here. Puts me in the 99th percentile of jackness. So essentially I'm a 1%er when it comes to muscle mass. Super, super happy with that. Obviously I'm jacked, and obviously I have dense bones. Incredible. The next thing we're looking at, body fat percentile. I have 10% body fat systemically. Not really shocked to see that number. And then I have 12% body fat on my abdominals. That is the fattest part of my body. I'm not shocked about that either. I always think that I keep my fat in my cheeks and my stomach. Long term for me, I'd love to be 8% body fat. I think that I can actually sustain that with the amount of muscle mass that I have and just the lifestyle I have. And I'd love to get my stomach region down to 10% body fat. The good news is my visceral fat, I had a score of 2. A good score is somewhere between 1 and 12. My score in particular was 2, which is awesome. I don't have visceral fat around my organs. My overall body fat is low. My muscle mass is high, and my bone density score is incredible. So all very, very positive news from my DEXA scan. To be honest, I didn't expect anything less. On this one, I thought I really had it covered, and I really thought that this would be a home run. So I'm very, very happy about this. I will tell you the absolute pinnacle gold standard for measuring body fat in this day and age is an MRI, but it's basically impossible to get that done. There is some margin of error with DEXA scans, somewhere around 5%, so just be aware of that. But if you compare it to something like bioimpedance, DEXA is still a mile ahead of any of that. I was really fortunate to have this done, and I was really, really happy to see the results. If you like what you saw today, you can always hit subscribe. I put out at least one long format piece of content each and every single week here on YouTube, and then we put out short form content on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. The majority of my following is Instagram. Thanks for tuning in. And again, today, what I shared with you, my DEXA scan, it's really a bucket list item for me. It's something that I've always wanted to do. And I'm just really thankful that I got to share it with you and to be in the position I am in life, because really just didn't have the best life growing up. And to be able to be in the position I'm at and to be able to share these things with you guys, I feel really grateful. And I was reminded of that when I was doing my DEXA scan. So thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it, guys.